Huli Wigmen, Papua New Guinea. Location, Tari Highlands, Papua New Guinea. This tribe's incredible hats are actually made from their own hair, with men in this isolated 40,000-strong group harvesting their mane for their own use or to sell to others. They combine these with yellow face paint, a clawed axe, an apron of leaves, and a belt of dangling pigtails to intimidate rival tribes. Traditionally, they perform a classic bird dance, mimicking the birds of paradise found on the island. Future outlook, successfully blending modern and traditional life. Many now wear Western-style clothing and are embracing tourism as a way to keep their tradition alive. Climbers on Bandiagara Cliffs. Location, Mali, West Africa. Using ropes made of baobab bark, men traditionally scale the formidable Bandiagara Cliffs to collect pigeon or bat guano, which is sold as fertilizer, and telem artifacts, which are sold to Western art collectors. More than 400,000 live in around 700 little villages, precariously perched all the way along the 200 kilometers cliff escarpment. Future outlook, the tribe thrived on tourism dollars, but recent unrest has reduced visitors and poor crop harvests are making life much harder. Chimbu skeleton dancers, Papua New Guinea. Location, Chimbu Province, Papua New Guinea. It may be a look we're familiar with, but this tribe's skeleton dances originated to intimidate enemy tribes in what is a hotly contested and highly territorial country. They are so remote that little is known about their real lives, but it is understood they live in a temperate climate in rugged mountain valleys between 1,600 and 2,400 m, traditionally in male-female segregated houses, but increasingly sharing as families. Future outlook, slowly increasing tourism interaction means dances are starting to be done more as shows by community-integrated people, than by the more remote in a traditional setting. Nenets, Siberia. Location, Yamal Peninsula, Siberia. This group of around 10,000 nomads are pretty hardy. They move 300,000 reindeer on a 1,100 kilometers migration around an area 1.5 times the size of France, in temperatures down to -50°C. They travel on sledges anointed with freshly slaughtered reindeer blood, in trains that stretch up to 8 kilometers long. Despite discovery of oil and gas reserves in the 1970s, they are adapting well to increasing contact with the outside world. Future outlook, bucking the trend of dwindling global nomadic groups, they are adapting to the social, political, and natural change around them. Asero Mud Men. Location, Goroka, Papua New Guinea. These mud-covered men are not aiming for the perfect complexion, they slap on the brown stuff because they believe it makes them look like spirits and it terrifies the other indigenous groups in the area. One of many groups scattered on the highland plateau for over a millennium, they are isolated by harsh terrain and were only discovered around 75 years ago. Future outlook, success as a tourist attraction has enlarged the tribe's potential as a national symbol. Himba herders, Namibia. Location, Namibia, Africa. Semi-nomadic, the Himba live scattered across northwest Namibia and southern Angola. When stationary, they live in teepee-shaped structures built with mud and dung. Curious fact, they keep an ancestral fire burning 24 hours a day in homage to their god Mukuru. Wealth is measured in cattle, but goat is a more regular part of the diet. Future outlook, there's an estimated 20,000 to 30,000 members of the tribe left, but they're constantly threatened by new development. Nevertheless, many maintain their traditional lifestyle. Kazakh Golden Eagle Hunters. Location, Bayanalgai Province, Mongolia. They use eagles to hunt foxes, marmots, and wolves and wear furs of the prey they catch, with boys starting at the age of 13, when they can prove they can carry the weight of a golden eagle. Semi-nomadic, they have been moving around the Altai Mountains since the 19th century. They now number around 100,000 people, but there are only around 250 eagle hunters left. Future outlook, because young men are being drawn away, females are starting to break into this masculine-dominated activity to keep it alive. Biaka, Central African Republic. Location, Southwest Rainforests, Central African Republic, CAR. Living by the Jangi, the spirit of the forest, the Aya have rich knowledge of herbal medicine but use their own language and hunting traditions. They are one of a number of tribes in this remote area of Africa, making up a population of 500,000. However, elders now report they cannot teach the traditional skills because they can no longer go deep into the forest. Future outlook: many pygmy communities have lost their traditional livelihoods, having to give up lands to conservation projects and logging.